In the course of human events, it becomes necessary for a people to destroy the political ties which have connected them with another group, and to reference nature's law, the separate and equal station which the laws of nature and God's law entitle them, shows respect to all mankind. We must state the causes which force them to separate.
All we have said speaks for itself, that everyone is created equally, that they are all created with unquestionable rights, which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. To keep these rights, our governments must destroy whatever problems exist.
That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to change or to destroy that government and to raise new government, laying its support on such principles and planning its powers in such ways as to the people shall seem most likely to secure their safety and happiness.
Carefulness states that permanent governments should not be changed for temporary causes, and all experience has shown that the human race is more likely to suffer while evils are tolerable than to right themselves by destroying the governments which they are used.
But when there are many abuses and injustices, it is the people's right, their responsibility, to throw off that type of government in order to better their future.
Suffering and hurt in the oppression of these laws, these acts have made it necessary to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and injustice. All have the obvious signs of absolute tyranny over these states.
To prove this, we can provide facts that may be submitted to a watchful world. The King had refused to pass laws, those that are most beneficial and necessary for the people.
He has not allowed his governors to pass laws of immediate and demanding importance, unless they suspend their operations until his consent should be obtained. And with his troops suspended, he has totally neglected to attend to it. He has refused to pass other laws for the well-being of large groups of people. Unless those people would give up the right of representation in the legislature, a right priceless to them and terrible to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and far away from public record for the sole purpose of making them exhaustive and causing complaints.
He has dissolved representative bodies time after time because they wanted more rights for the people. He has refused to let others be elected, and in the meantime the state is exposed to all violence, to all dangers like invasions from the outside and violence within.
He has attempted to prevent the growth of population of these states by blocking the laws for foreign persons become citizens and by denying to pass other laws to encourage their migrations here and complicating the process to get new lands. He has blocked the administration of justice by denying his agreement to laws for building judicial power.
He has made judges depend only on his will for the terms of their offices and the amount of payment of their salaries. But he built new offices and sent many officers to harass our people and use up their resources. He has kept among us in the times of peace standing armies without the permission of people.
He has made the military independent and then superior to the local power. He has combined with others to put us under laws strange to our ways of doing things and acknowledged by our laws, giving approval to their acts of pretended legislation. For housing a large number of troops, for protecting them by a so-called trial from punishment for any murders which the troops commit on the population of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for placing taxes on us without our knowledge, for taking us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury.
For taking us beyond seas to be changed for made-up offenses, for undoing the free system of English laws in an unfair government and grow its limits so as to renew it at once an example fit tool, for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies.
for taking away our quest, undoing our most valuable laws, and changing basically the forms of our government, for stopping our own legislature and announcing themselves authorized with power to legislate for U.S. in all cases whatsoever.
He has given up government hereby leaving us out of his protection and declaring war against us. He has taken our goods, destroyed our towns, and ruined the lives of our people.
He is transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to murder, destroy, and lead us with unfair rule, already begun with acts of cruelty and being untrustworthy, not seen even in the most uncivilized cultures, and unworthy to rule a civilized nation.
He has forced our fellow citizens to fight against their own country and to become the executioners of their friends and family.
He has sparked rebellion in our colonies, and has set out to bring merciless Indian savages who are known to be violent, killing people of all ages and genders. In every step of these oppressions, we have formally asked for a correction of wrongs, and have just been rejected. A person who doesn't care for the good of his people isn't unfit to be our ruler.
We haven't been ignoring our British brothers. We have warned them from time to time with the attempts by their leader to stop ruling over us.
We have reminded them of the situations of our coming and settling here. We have appealed to their senses of justice and generosity, and we have asked them by the bonds
of our common history to reject these injustices, which would interrupt our conversations. They are too deaf to the voice of justice. We must demand our rights.
And while we broke our ties with the British, we will, as friends again, make peace.
The representatives of the United States of America have made this document to explain to God the rightness of our actions. And in the name and reputation of the good people of these colonies, we publish and announce that the United States are and have the right to be free and independent.
That these colonies are free from guilt and from all loyalty to the British Crown, and that all political connections between them and Great Britain is and will be totally dissolved. And that as free independent states, they have total power to begin war, make peace, make alliances, buy or sell what they wish, and do all other things which independent states do.
In full support of this declaration, with the firm trust in the protection of God's goodwill, we each promise to each other our lives and greatest fortunes and holy honor.
Signed this day, July 4, 1776.
In your face!